Hello, it's Dominique. So here I am. I'm making a series of tutorials in English for you guys in English. So this will be my very last series of tutorials. You will see a lot of project share videos, maybe some quick videos, especially if people ask me some questions, and then maybe it would be a good idea to make a video out of it. So I might share to everybody. But as a series of tutorials, this is my last one because I am very busy with the French videos. They don't have much on YouTube. You have so many tutorials, videos, anything on YouTube that is in English. Everything is in English. In French, they only have small projects. They don't have anything interactive or very, I wouldn't say good quality, because they have quality stuff there. But I mean like something intricate. It's not very present in the French language on YouTube. So that's why I'm making a lot of French videos, and they're really appreciative. Like, I have so many people subscribing, and they are very, very happy, and very they communicate with me a lot regarding the videos, how much they enjoy them, and they because of my tutorials, they're able to make their first some people have been scrapping for 10 years, never made an album, and because of my tutorials, they can make some. So I think that they so deserve it. Also, it's my first language. French is my first language. I'm originally from Montreal, Quebec, so that's why I have some accent, maybe you noticed. But anyway, so I decided that it takes a lot of my energy, and I cannot give as much. Like, I'm giving a lot of my time for those tutorials, so this will be my last one. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. But if you have any questions on the French videos, you can still watch them. And if you have any questions, like technical questions, you just ask me, and then I can make tiny little tutorials with a little technique that you need to know, that it's hard to explain in words. You know, sometimes it's hard to explain in words. So I thought that maybe that could still go on. And also, you will see all my my projects that I make, either for myself or no tutorials, or with serious tutorials, whatever. I will still share that in English with you. So for this project, I have been using unicorns and rainbows. So now you're seeing the finished project, and the series tutorial starts tomorrow. So here it is. So it's been a lot of there's been a lot of people asking me about if they could have a tutorial of the file box. I've checked on YouTube. There is not that many. All the ones that I see are made out of cardstock. This one is chipboard, and it's particular, so I thought that I would do it because it's been a while and people really ask for that. So I thought that I would do that as my last series tutorials for you guys. So here it is. So I used the unicorns and rainbows. This is my favorite sheet, so I kept it here for the cover. This might seem a little weird here. It's just that I had a problem here. I didn't want to go too low with my flap here because I didn't want to hide this beautiful unicorn. And so I ended up not having enough here. So what you could do when you see the tutorial, when we cut the pieces for making the box itself, either you leave more height, just a little bit lower than the back for the front piece, or you can have this one go lower if you really want to have this the front piece lower. So have the flap lower, because your magnets have to cross, and not only cross, but also they have to be at least a 1/4 inch from the edge. So having a magnet on this piece a 1/4 inch from the edge, so the other one would be too close to the edge here. So because I've been using these, even if I had been using the small ones here, I think that they are still too big to fit there. So whatever you want to use, either small or big magnets, you need to have a little bit more crossing. So either more on the front or more on the flap. And I was talking about making maybe a piece like this, and then I said I'm not going to do it, but I should have done it, because then I ended up having to add a piece here. But I think it's really cute. It's very particular. And I have my magnet here. I only have the one magnet. That's all I need. It's the big one. And so I said I'm going to make a cluster of flowers so we don't see like it's the green. I picked the green because I thought that it would match here a little bit here. And that's all that matched this. And then with all the flowers, it's nice to have a green background. So that is one thing that I wanted you to correct. I will be I will be notifying that problem in tutorial number 3A. So if you do 3A, make sure that you check either the description box that says that you have to do it higher, like larger here, like lower, or I also say it on 3B. So I always suggest read the description box. I have some measurements, I have some corrections, I have some tips that you need to know that I might have forgotten to say when I was doing the tutorial. And also I suggest that you watch the next one, because sometimes I do, if you don't read them, the description boxes, you have to hear it. So it's going to be on the next one, because the one that I had made is already taped and I cannot undo it and then undo what I did with my project and then start over. So I cannot do that. So I have to correct it either in the description box or mention it in the next video. So I always suggest you watch the next video before you do that stage, okay? Or read the description box, or both. So here, as you can see, I use some chipboard here for my file box. Here I only have the one magnet. It's still holding, but it would have been better to have a second one here. So if you have it lower, have two of them. Or if you have this higher, it's the same thing. And yeah, but it's still good. See, it's still good. It's just a little bit more easy to open, but still good. Also, I had made a mistake. I had cut, I think it's 4A that I kind of cut too. But then you have 4B coming right away. So that you correct, because I had put the attachment of this here, I had put it before, and I think I had put it on between the second and the third envelope, so these did not expand anymore, so I had to redo it and then just attach it to the front of the first envelope. So you'll see that when you get to 4A, 4B, which are the last two videos of the series. Also, if you see that they're crooked, that's because they're not full. Once they get full, everything will stay together, and then they will just be nice and even. The reason is that here we stretch the bottom ones to attach the first one here, so that they're kind of open all the time. But that extension here, or that extended, the envelopes that are being extended here are not here at the top, so that's why. It wants to go this way. It won't go more because it's attached here in the front, but still it's not going like this because it's not attached to the front. If you want to have them all even, you can always attach it to the front, but then you're not it's not going to work to open the front. So it's a different project. But anyway, so once you fill all of that, it's going to take room and it's going to be even, more even. So that it's normal that it's that way, okay? So I'm going to open it. So here I have fabric. I have nice fabric here. I didn't want to use the white because I thought it would get dirty, but that's the only fabric that I had that really matched the paper collection. But I put 4 little legs here on the bottom so that it doesn't touch too much. And I wish I had bigger pearls here so that it would really not touch the ground. But it's okay. It's not touching much. And so as you can see, I have a little cluster of flowers here, another one here. I like to have one on the top and one here, always on my project, on my file boxes. And here I have some glue string. And in the back, I just put this cute little fabric, paper. Here I have some lace, and I put a little trim here that I hot glue. I glued with hot glue, yeah, with my glue gun. Because it's plastic and it's staying there. It's not going anywhere. So that's one way to do it. Same here in the front. So when you open it, so here I open it this way. But if you have, you could put a little tab or a little something to pull in the center if you want to have like 2 magnets. So it goes like this. As you can see, it's pretty big. I have 12 envelopes here that I used with 1 card in each envelope. Each card is made a la Claire from My Creative Spirit, where she has the card where it's not tucked underneath, so you can tuck something there. It's glued on the edges, and but when I say just glue a fine line here, it can go a little bit more because it's going to be attached up to here. So you're not putting anything between here and here on side because there's no room. So this becomes the gap that you have to put something in, because we're tying some tulle here. We can have ribbon or burlap, you know, like natural string, whatever. And so that's the opening that you have pretty much from here to here. So you just glue that together, and then you finish the back. You can finish the inside too, but I think you can just leave it the base color that you picked for your paper, so that you can glue pictures and then tuck something in there. So those can be like 12 categories or whatever. It could be pictures, it could be for a recipe box, it could be whatever you want. Some people, when I did it in French, the tutorial in French, said that they were using it to put their dies. So they're making a whole bunch of dies, and then they're just, or they're just putting their dies to do the die cuts. So there's kind of 12 different categories of dies. But yeah, so this one is for sales, not for myself. I have to make one, but I'm going to make a smaller one for myself. Because I don't have dies, but I have people sending me die cuts, so I want to put them in a little box, so that probably that's what I'm going to do in this smaller, maybe in this size. And here on the front, I added a pocket, because here this is the piece attaching the file to the bottom here. And as you can see, there's a little gap here. This is done on purpose. First of all, because we want the envelopes to be free to move freely here, so that we don't want them to rub on the bottom. And also because I have fabric on the edges, which you don't have to, like you can have just paper, but this kind of raises the corners. So I wanted I didn't want the envelopes to stay stuck, because this is a little higher than the center. So that's why it's got an 1/8 of an inch height. And then when you glue the back here, also 1/8 of an inch. I said 3/16. That's good. Maybe it's 3/16 of an inch. Especially if you have thicker fabric that you put in here, and you see it makes a big bump here, I would suggest you go maybe 1/4 inch. Okay, so just try and see how high it has to be according to whatever fabric you have underneath here, so that it doesn't rub when you play with them, when you go like this. Okay. So that, because of this little attachment here, I wanted to hide it, because I put it on top of this envelope after I have matted it, after everything was put on the back, like glued on the back. So I added this pocket to kind of hide this, and it's fun to have an extra pocket. I could put some decorations here, maybe I will, because I have some room there. And here on the front, I just put 2 pockets. So this one here, and then this one. So take a little one and then a small one. It's glued on the bottom here. So you do whatever you want. And if you want to do like a thicker interaction here, you have to leave more space here. So when it's time to glue this little strip here of paper that's holding the first envelope, so you can have it further here if you want to put something thicker. If you want to put big embellishments here, just make sure you put it maybe like 1/4 inch more towards the back when you glue it on here. Okay, so you can pick wherever you want to have it. You just stretch it and then decide where you want to have it. I decided to have it here because I was only putting pockets. I might put a couple flowers. I think it would be nice. And as you can see, the paper here we have is running the whole thing. So either you have, if you want to use different papers, so you can just mat the bottom and the front with paper. I'll tell you, I think it's 3A. And then just do like base paper and then put regular paper, like pattern paper on top. And yeah, and then if you like this little thing here, I think it's pretty cool. So just follow how I did it. I'll show you how I do it. So that's it. So that's the project. So we'll be starting tomorrow. And if you have any questions during the series, don't hesitate and ask. And also, I really want you to remember that if you have any questions on any tutorial that I give, even if it's in French, just don't hesitate and ask, and then I'll be happy to answer you, give you the measurements if you want in inches, because I only give the measurements in pretty much all the time in centimeters, but sometimes inches if it's not too big a project, because like making a big album with the 2 measurements is a lot of work. I think I did that once lately, but I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to do smaller project with inches and centimeters. So let me know if you're going to do it. I'd like to know, because I don't have much response with all the videos. I have only like 3 or 4, sometimes 2 comments when I have so many, like this one goes here somewhere, when I have so many in French, like 60 of them. There's a video I made last year. It was the Summer Dreams. I had 60 times more views in French than in English. So you understand why I want to focus all my energy and my time towards the French, because that's where it's most wanted. And I understand, because there is so much in English on YouTube, and you can find everything you want there. But in French, they are very limited, unfortunately. But fortunately for me, and fortunately for them that I do them, because then they can do whatever they want. So thank you for watching, and I hope you come and check the series of tutorials, and then I'll see you later with some project shares, or maybe little quick tutorials, express tutorials that I make once in a while. So thank you for watching. So happy scrapping. Hope you make this one. It's a lot of fun. It's not hard. It's easy. Very easy. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.